Welcome back to Ask Your Lawyers. Today we're getting to a very important topic concerning the citizens here in Florida. Hurricanes, insurance claims, protecting your property. It's big business down here, and homeowners have a lot that they need to know when one of these storms comes and they start noticing a leak or whatever. What should they do? So today we're going to dive into a little bit about the initial process of what you should do before these storms get here, immediately thereafter, so that you guys are protected and your home is protected for the insurance policy you pay for. So Diana is the expert in this field, more than I could ever be, and she's going to explain to us today a little bit about what you need to know as a homeowner to protect yourself. So Diana, there's lots of insurance companies here in Florida, lots of policies and homeowners. Starting off, what kind of things should homeowners need to know?
I understand that everybody gets very nervous when we hear that there is a weather formation happening. Number one, I know you're buying water, you're buying food. Please have a copy of the policy ready. If you have a mortgage on the property, chances are that when you purchase the property, you are not provided with a copy of that policy, but your mortgage holder will have a copy. Sometimes only making a phone call to your mortgage company, they will provide you with a copy. That will give you some basic understanding how much coverage do you really have before this weather formation may or may not become a hurricane and affect your home.
Cool. So they have the copy of the policy, a storm's coming. Should they take maybe photographs of their property or something to protect themselves beforehand to show or anything like that?
I would tell clients that if we know for sure that there's a hurricane coming, just go outside your property, take a couple pictures, so at least you have an idea if there was any damage before the storm. However, if you failed to do so, it's not a big deal. We can navigate those waters if you call our office.
I see in a lot of these policies, I read it, that the homeowner has to provide prompt notice to the insurance company. Does that mean like right after the storm I gotta call them, or what does that usually mean?
So I know the word prompt notice might sound like, oh, I have to call my insurance company right away tomorrow. No, you don't. Chances are that you don't even know that you have damage. Sometimes, more likely than not, you do have damage on the roof, you have damage on the window, and none of the damage is visible to the naked eye, to the normal, reasonable person like yourself. So, no, prompt notice means under the statute, or Florida statute, you have 2 years to file a claim if needed.
Okay. Is it okay that they start the claim themselves, or you recommend them speaking to a professional first before even talking to these people?
I'm going to be honest with you. If you can have someone else, like for example, our office, file the claim on your behalf, is so much better. And the reason why, because it's included. It is included in the services that we provide. Most attorneys don't do it, but we do. If you call your insurance company, they're going to ask you some sort of questions to confuse you or to have you say the wrong thing, and they do it with the intent, and I want to make sure that I stress this, with the sole intent to deny your claim down the road. Yes. So yes, we will file the claim for you.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so say a storm hits, right? They're noticing like a little bit of leaks, or maybe there's shingles hanging off in the side of the yard or whatever. What kind of, do they have a duty to mitigate any of these like issues, or what should they do?
Your insurance policy is comprised of hundreds and hundreds of pages, and there's special conditions that you'd have to satisfy and understand that they're part of that contract. Just like they're supposed to be covering your damage, you're supposed to be complying with conditions. One of the conditions is from notice, which we already went over, and the fact that you have to protect your property. But you're not a roofer, you don't know. The fact that you see a shingle, you don't know if that shingle is coming from your house or the neighbors. If you don't have a leak, you don't know if you have damage. And if you do have a leak, you are supposed to protect your property. Number one, because you might have a mortgage, you're responsible for that, and because it says so in the policy. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to go to Home Depot? Are you going to buy a car? You can do so.
Yeah, but I'm 70 years old. I'm 65 years old.
Chances are, yes, chances are that you're going to do what? You're going to go on the internet, you're going to go on the yellow pages if they do exist, or you're going to call your neighbor, and you're going to call a contractor, right? You want to call someone that is licensed and insured before that person goes up on your roof and does any kind of inspection, any kind of repairs.
So make sure you're careful about anything you're signing with anyone
Yes,
that's knocking
yes,
on your
yes.
door, coming around saying we're doing free inspections in your neighborhood.
And when I said the word repair, you saw me like just briefly
Right.
stopping. Please, prior repairs. Insurance companies are going to come back and say you did prior repairs that were not okay. We're going to deny your claim. That is so important. Why you need to have someone by your side from day one if you believe that you have damage. Not only we can connect you with people that we know from doing business before or from clients feedback that they are reputable contractors that we can connect you with and they can inspect your property, but we can also make sure that you're not getting into contracts with people that are taking your money once your claim is paid.
Good.
Yes.
So you've been local around here, you've worked many big storms around here, and in your experience, you come to know a lot of local roofers and business contractors and people that are legit, that get the job done and always provide feedback. You're a good local
Yes, I
professional
have a circle of talent, we can call it that way, from roofing companies, plumbing companies, window companies, experts. We know water remediations. I mean, we know the most affordable to the fancy ones.
Let me
Like,
ask
we
you.
have it all.
Let me ask you. It's all good information. Some of these big firms around here, it seems. I mean, I've worked at them. It seemed like they are only interested in selling out the claims, and they don't really take an interest in making sure your property actually gets dealt with the right people. When they work with someone like you, right, they can expect that local service where you'll bring them, you'll show them, you'll walk them stuff, you'll be at the inspections, things like that, right?
It is very important to know that I work for you. I work for the client. My loyalty is to the client, okay? My loyalty is not to the contractor. My loyalty is not to the water remediation. Whether or not I connected you with those people, it is ultimately you the one that makes the final decision who to hire. I am only here to facilitate this whole process. However, part of the services that I provide that sets me apart from a different law firm of great attorneys is that I file a claim, I make sure that everything is done by the book, legally, that you're not going to get in trouble, but I'm also protecting your interest when you get into contracts with these third parties that you're going to need down the road.
You've seen after Ian, it's been a couple of years now, that people are entering into contracts and giving over huge sums of money to these people to come fix their home who are just taking off with their money, and then they get stiffed and then their place goes bankrupt and things like that. So it's very important that they know who they're dealing with and what they're signing.
We cannot always guarantee everything in life. But what I can do is, if you have a piece of paper in front of you and you make that available to me or you, we're going to tell you what the paper says. And we're going to tell you, okay, if you sign that, this is what it means. And these are the risks that are associated with you getting into this contract with this company. I do want to mention very briefly what you said. Another area of law that we practice is construction defects litigation. And we are getting a lot of clients that were not our clients. They got their claim paid and they pay for the roof or windows or this and that. And let me tell you what happened. The work has not been done properly. It's defective in nature. And now they have to redo it again. They have to pay for our services so we can defend this matter after they went through the nightmare of getting their claim paid.
We are going to do an in-depth video on construction defects, signing contracts with people, things that are in your best interest about what you sign, what you should ask for up front, payment schedules, and things like that to help protect you. That will be a follow-up video because that's a whole nother area of law, and we're going to protect you now that it's after the fact, okay? The last little thing, if we could just take 2 minutes, I wanted to just talk about. I've never heard of this when I was back in New York. You guys got these people called public adjusters. Why on earth? What the hell is a public adjuster? Should I go with a public adjuster or should I go with a lawyer? Is there a difference in the fee or like what is this?
Okay, I want to disclose that he is also a public adjuster, okay? And a licensed attorney in the state of Florida and many other states. So we do have a public adjuster in the house, and this is going to be another video why we are bringing also that license into the services that we provide. But what is a public adjuster? So a public adjuster, it is a licensed professional by the state of Florida that allows them to knock your door after a storm or any kind of damage that is covered under an insurance policy, and they can adjust the claim on your behalf. That means sometimes filing the claim for you and communicating with the insurance company on your behalf. It is a licensed professional. There's nothing wrong with what they're doing.
They have limitations.
However, yes, they do. What they're going to do is they're going to sign that contract with you. You're going to have to pay them. And as soon as they do what they're supposed to be doing, be able to do anything else for you. Why?
They hit a
Because they
roadblock,
are
yeah.
not a licensed attorney.
So you're saying basically as they can try to adjust the claim as best as they can, and if it comes down to a lawsuit, they're gonna have to hand it off to a lawyer.
Not
to
only
take
a
it to
lawsuit, insurance companies in the state of Florida are not going to be writing checks on your behalf. No, not anymore. That is not the pattern. The pattern is, and I don't know what the statistics are, and I promise that I will come back with better numbers for you in a different video, because it is available to the public, by the way. A large percentage, more than 90% of the claims are not paid, or they're not paid properly. So you're leaving money off the table, which I will explain what will happen in a different video when you do that. These people, public adjusters, are not qualified. They're not licensed, okay? They're not licensed to do so, so they face many challenges. Reason why they are one of our main referral sources of clients. They send the clients over here,
Let me ask
so
you-
we can help them out.
I'm a homeowner, I signed up with a public adjuster, and now I want to hire a lawyer. Now I end up paying double the fees. That's silly, right?
It is silly.
It makes more sense for me to just hire an attorney from the start that charges the same amount, that can handle it all the way to the end if
Exactly.
necessary, right?
So that's another reason why calling our office and retaining our services are protecting you from the contractor, from the water remediation, and also from the public adjuster. But should you have a public adjuster, listen, you can still call me. I will make sure that not only your public adjuster gets paid, we get paid for our services, and we make it happen so you can get the money that you need to get for your claim.
Awesome,
Yes.
awesome. Okay, well, I think we covered a lot of the good topics before, a storm, and kind of some of the issues that people face down here. We have a lot of things to talk about in other videos, so we'll keep this one short. But if you guys like what you're hearing, put a comment in the video, or a comment about another topic or question you have, and Diana and I will call you back, and we will hopefully get to you as soon as possible. And
We appreciate your support.
Yeah.
We are new at what we're doing, but our intent is to bring good content, like you said, and
Awesome.
hopefully help.
Cool. Okay, so until next time, guys, we will talk to you then. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.